It's just before midnight when store owner Leland Cash begins his journey home.
It was closing time for this little hamburger shop that was by Golden Gate Park.
But the streets of San Francisco can be dangerous.
Stop. What's in there? Give it to me. Give me the parcel. Give it to me.
The gunman is Albert Ives, the driver of the getaway car, Bobby Sherrard.
They believed in robbing gas stations, barbecue carts, small restaurants, rolling drunks. They're totally petty crime.
Tonight's target reacts in an unexpected way.
Give it to me. Give me the parcel. Give me the wallet.
The proprietor, he reached into his pocket. Albert thought he was going for a gun. And shot him in the stomach and left him to die in their parking lot outside of the hamburger shop.
Leland's dying hand doesn't hold a weapon. It's a hearing aid.
He had reached into his pocket because he was deaf, and he was turning up the volume on his hearing aid. They just panicked and ran.
Come on, Bobby, let's go. Let's go right now.
For these panicked crooks, a bad night is about to get worse.
I was there in the car, and he was meant to go rob the guy, just like you said.
When they tell their boss.
I heard this bang, and I saw a flash. We killed the guy.
Her name is Juanita Spinelli, and they've broken her golden rule.
She was a stone-cold psychopath who had no use for anybody other than what she could get out of them.
She was cold-hearted. She was the Duchess.
In Depression-era San Francisco, a woman provides a home for the downtrodden and the desperate.
They were all juvenile delinquents. They were all pretty young guys, came from broken homes.
Head of the household is Juanita Spinelli, the woman they call the Duchess.
You want some liquor, boy? Go, you give him some liquor.
Oh, what about me?
You wait your turn, boy. Sit down.
Juanita was a mother figure to these men, even to a point of cooking the meals like Mom would cook at the stove for the family, cleaning, very much as if she was their mother.
All right, you are going to steal this.
Juanita dispenses more than motherly care.
I'm walking down the street, a little lady, you're going to take it without me feeling a thing. Bobby, you fool! I felt every moment of that.
Miss Spinelli ran a crime school.
You show them how to stop.
So that she basically produced professional criminals.
I'm a walking down the street, I'm a lady.
These were crimes to make money.
She smiles at me, she takes the watch. Do you see how that's done?
The Duchess's rule mixes authority with feigned affection.
Gypsy, my sweetie, you did that just right. Gypsy.
Juanita was probably pretty charming. Most sociopaths are. They're good with words, they're good manipulators of people, they play up to people, they make them feel important, and that's how they develop bonds, and people follow them.
The gang's secret weapon is Juanita's daughter, Gypsy. Her seductive wiles are a potent honey trap.
She would come up to a drunk man, put the moves on him.
What's your name?
The gang would jump him and they'd take his pants. And that was the thing that they did a lot back then because it was embarrassing. The cop would just laugh at him, you know, just go on home in your boxer shorts.
You whore!
Crime writer David Kolchak says while the gang took all the risks, Juanita Spinelli reaped the rewards.
She was able to trick these young men into doing her dirty work,
Watch it.
handing over cold hard cash
Albert, over here, boy. What'd you get?
instead of keeping it themselves for a $10 a week allowance.
What else? Come on, you must have something more. A wallet. Let's see what he's got in here.
The Duchess rules using just one law: no serious crimes.
She didn't believe in pulling off big crimes, like robbing a bank or a jewelry store. She believed in nickel and diming. She said that they'll never get caught if they nickel and dime.
Murder is no petty crime. Killing Leland Cash breaks the Duchess's golden rule.
We killed a guy.
The Duchess was furious that there was bloodshed, that violence happened, and that she knew that the police were going to be in on it now that somebody was murdered.
He didn't have to die. Right? He could have been bleeding there for hours. He could still be there.
And this career criminal can spot another danger:
But he didn't have to die. And what are the police gonna say, huh?
Bobby's loose lips.
He could still be there, bleeding and dying. Right?
Robert Sherrod was only 18 years old, and he was just basically a kid. He was a kid that should have been, you know, at the soda shop stand with his girlfriend in his dad's borrowed car. But instead, he was in this life of crime, and he got in way too deep.
What's gonna happen? I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to die.
The youngster's conscience is killing him.
Juanita saw him as the weak link in the group and feared that because he wasn't handling the robbery very well, that he might shoot his mouth off to the police and expose all of them. And she couldn't take a chance on that.
The Duchess knows her outlaw family is threatened.
Okay now, Bobby.
To keep it together, she'll do the unthinkable. In 1940s California, crime school boss Juanita Spinelli is losing patience with one of her students. Bobby Sherrard is running off at the mouth about a murder, making him a liability.
The Duchess was afraid that Robert was going to go to the cops.
Pour Bobby another drink.
I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to die.
Bobby.
She was also afraid that if he got caught by the cops for some other crime, that he would spill his guts about that crime.
It's okay now, Bobby.
We could have made sure he wasn't dead.
So she decided that he had to die.
The Duchess flips from mother figure to murderer, mixing whiskey with a powerful chemical, chloral hydrate. It's a drug familiar to forensic pathologist Janis Amatuzio.
Chloral hydrate is a prescription medication, and it's usually used to cause people to go to sleep. Sometimes individuals will place chloral hydrate in alcohol, and this is called a Mickey Finn, also known as knockout drops.
The Mickey Finn was invented in San Francisco in bars. They would give them to sailors that just came off ships, and then they would Shanghai them.
In high doses, chloral hydrate can also kill.
What do you mean, no? He only shot him in the gun.
Relax, Gypsy.
The trust Bobby has for his boss is about to be supremely betrayed.
Have another drink.
The Mickey Finn takes rapid effect.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
The alcohol potentiates or accelerates the effect of chloral hydrate. An individual may know that something is wrong in five minutes or more. they're going to start to feel sleepy.
What's happened?
And then they'll start to feel excessively drowsy.
What have you done to me?
They will usually rapidly lose consciousness, and sometimes will just simply collapse.
So immediately the gang beat him up while he was unconscious. They just totally jumped him and just wailed on him.
This is what we do to squealers.
If that was out of pure anger because he was messing up with the plan or they were just all psychopaths, no one knows.
Get that over here, come on! First, drop him, get him in! Come on, hurry up! Good! Witness!
Juanita wants to make Robert's death appear accidental.
They took him to a river, took off his normal daytime clothes, placed him in swimming trunks, and then took him up on a bridge and threw him off the bridge into the icy waters below. When his body was discovered, they had hoped that the discoverers would think that he had died swimming.
But Bobby's corpse will tell a different story. He was dead before he hit the water.
He got caught up on some pilings, and he was found the very next day. They did an autopsy on him, and they saw that he had no water in his lungs, so they knew that he didn't drown, and he was possibly a murder victim.
Wanted for 2 murders, the killers go on the run. But Juanita has broken her own golden rule, and with it, breaks the outlaw bond her gang once shared.
If I were a member of the gang, I'd be wondering who's next.
Albert Ives has a hunch it's him.
Albert wasn't as dumb as everyone thought. He knew that his time was going to be up, and he knew just how violent they could be. So they stopped for gasoline and, have a little pit stop there, and he was walking back to the car, and he heard them talking about a 700-foot cliff. So he turned around, ran through this restaurant, ran right through the kitchen, and out into the woods.
An hour later, near Truckee, Nevada, Juanita Spinelli and the remains of her gang reach a police roadblock.
It's a mountain road, so there's no way they can get off.
Now, everyone just keep quiet. Let me do the talking.
So they pulled them over, and the Duchess tried to bat her eyes and act like she was just a grandmother.
Juanita's charms won't work this time. The Duchess has been betrayed by one of her own.
Albert told them everything. They searched the car, found guns, they found stolen merchandise in the trunk, and they handcuffed her right there.
Once this queen of crime inspired devotion from her subjects. Now they join forces to bring her down.
When the gang members go into the witness stand, they end up pointing at Juanita Spinelli, saying she was the one that came up with the idea. She is the one that came up with this murder. She is the motive force behind this murder. She is guilty.
And the Duchess was the first woman to be put to death in San Quentin's gas chamber.
The cruel reign of the Duchess comes to an end with a bitter taste of her own medicine.
The Duchess ruled her family with an iron hand, but the fatal flaw was believing that she could make no mistakes. When mom hurts a child, all the other children have nothing to think other than, well, if she did that to him, what might she do to me? Which is exactly what happened and what led to her demise.
Bye-bye, Bobby. 'Cause 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 '
In Steamboat Springs, Colorado, Halloween is still weeks away. But an odd couple are stalking the streets in disguise.
She was seen a couple of times by different people wearing this same disguise.
While it seems like a joke, the intent is deadly. Jill Coit is staking out a kill.
It wasn't an easy death, and it was a very messy crime scene. It had to be horrific for him.
In the tight-knit ski town of Steamboat Springs, Jerry Boggs runs the local hardware store.
Jerry Boggs was a well-established gentleman in the community. Family had been here for a long time, and he had a certain amount of wealth.
Single mother Jill Coit is new to town.
Jill was the kind of person that fit in very well. She was very outgoing, a very friendly persona.
Jill and her sons are renovating a local bed and breakfast. She soon becomes a regular at Jerry's store.
I think when Jill came along, she showed an attraction to him, and that was exciting to him. And he fell head over heels in love with this woman.
Writer Stephen Singular has investigated Jill's past.
When she was young, she was quite attractive. A beautiful, peachy type of complexion, dark hair. She thought she had a little bit of Native American blood in her, and so that was a bit exotic.
The ex-model knows exactly how to grab a man's attention.
She would come on very strong with men. She dressed flamboyantly, she dressed provocatively, she talked a lot, so she made quite a stir whenever she showed up in the room.
Jerry Boggs is overwhelmed by Jill's Southern charm. Within months, the 50-year-old bachelor marries for the first time. But it's a shotgun wedding. Jill has told Jerry she's pregnant.
Honey, look at all the great things I got from the store.
Honey, what are you?
He can't believe his good luck.
And he went out and bought all these books about, having children. He built this nursery. He was enormously looking forward to being a father. So this was a huge event for him.
But Jill Coit's pregnancy is a lie.
Her stomach didn't get any bigger, and they would go places, and he had friends, and the women would come up and say, "Gee, you sure aren't showing any signs of pregnancy."
Stop it, Maya! There's nothing wrong with me.
Jerry's brother Doug is getting worried. Jill is growing very interested in the finances of the family business.
Just a minute. That's my hardware store. Exactly.
Doug was disturbed enough by this, I believe, to ask a private detective to start to look into her background.
this. These are divorce papers.
Doug hands Jerry an explosive file on Jill's past.
Jerry had found out that Jill was a massive, massive fraud.
Jill Coit has been married 11 times.
Here was a woman with about 10, 12, 14 aliases. Here was a woman with about the same number of marriages.
Where did you get this stuff? It's all.
Here was a woman who had probably been involved in a number of insurance scams and financial scams.
This one thinks she's untouchable.
She had really gotten away with a lot of criminal behavior.
This woman is dangerous.
Jill saw marriage as a means to an end, a way to get money from men.
And this fortune-hunting bigamist is still married to husband number 7. Shocked to his core, Jerry annuls their marriage. Jill doesn't take it well.
Jerry interfered with her financial plans, which I think is her motive for everything she does, is greed and money. And because Jerry was interfering with those plans, she had to eliminate him.
Okay, what?
It wasn't an easy death. It had to be horrific for him.
Jill Coit is an ex-model. A woman of many faces and many dangers, if you're a man.
Jill saw men as a target of opportunity. And I think she looked for men that had trouble with relationships or even having a relationship.
She was so brazen in her use of her sexuality to attract the attention of men and to manipulate them.
Jill Coit is a skilled fortune hunter.
It would take a very strong man and a man experienced in life, experience with women, to be able to spot what Jill was really all about. Most men couldn't.
Where did you get this stuff?
But her latest husband, Jerry Boggs, has discovered Jill's lies.
Just look at this. I'm telling you, this woman
Distraught, he cuts her out of his life.
Look through this.
Now Jill wants revenge on Jerry. To get it, she tangles a new man in her deadly web. Michael Backus.
She convinced him that Jerry Boggs was a bad person, and she convinced him that the only way to get rid of this bad person is to kill him.
Jill returns to the house she once shared with Jerry Boggs.
Okay, what?
There was an altercation. Stun gun was used. Jerry went down.
I want you to die!
He was struck violently. It split his face open from the top of his head down across his face.
Jerry stopped Jill's plans to get his money. Now she will have the final word.
Jill shot him in the back with the .22 caliber pistol.
This man didn't go easy. Jerry Boggs died a very painful death. The man didn't have to be tortured the way he was tortured.
Let's go! Let's go!
Murder's a very drastic measure, but Jill was a very grandiose person. Jill did what Jill wanted to do and thought she could pull anything off.
As local detectives investigate this shocking murder, they discover more of Jill's secrets.
She had been married to men almost all over the United States, and they kept dying.
What are you doing here?
Well, you want
Back in Houston, William Coit was husband number 3.
Well, come on in and make it quick. Seems a little ridiculous to me. I don't understand why you would even consider coming.
William Coit was shot very similarly in the manner of Jerry Boggs. He was shot 3 times in the back with a small caliber handgun and found at the back door of his house.
While Jill is the prime suspect, William Coit's murder is never solved. The death of Jerry Boggs won't fade so quietly.
Let's go! Let's go!
After the murder, Jill makes a fateful phone call.
Jill Coit called her son Seth at the bed and breakfast, and she made a statement.
My baby, it's over, and it's messy.
This time, his mother has gone too far.
When he learned that Jerry Boggs was dead, was absolutely terrified. The last thing he wanted to do was to be involved in this.
Her son's testimony helps close the case against Jill Coit. Found guilty of first-degree murder. She's currently serving life without parole.
I don't believe Jill Coit to this day will even admit that she did this murder. She's a woman without a conscience, and I don't think she's lost a night's sleep over it.
Whatever was in her that keeps the rest of us civilized was not there.
She is a cold-blooded killer. And if we didn't catch her, rest assured she would have killed again. I'd say she's a bad girl.
The vast Arizona desert holds many secrets. Not all of them are meant to stay hidden.
It was very hot, dusty. You could smell the odor in the air. Just a rotten, putrid smell.
October 2004, Phoenix detective David Barnes is called to investigate the contents of a mysterious container.
I remember looking down into the tub and just seeing just a torso and seeing the white flesh of a stomach area of a portion of a man.
The dead man has a story that Detective Barnes will never get over.
How could she do that to the father of her son?
Nowhere. He'll be around this somewhere. There he is.
At age 44, Jay Orban thinks he has it all. His business is booming. He has a beautiful son, Noah, and a glamorous wife, Marjorie.
Jay Orban absolutely adored Marjorie. He had a ring designed for her with a large diamond in it. He had bought her a new car. He certainly wanted to ensure that she was living the lifestyle that she wanted.
From the outside, Marjorie seems like a devoted housewife.
She cooked, she baked, she cleaned the house, she did home improvement projects, she cared for her son.
As journalist Shanna Hogan investigates Marjorie Orban's story, she finds a surprising past.
She grew up with ambitions of becoming a professional dancer, and along the way, her life took an X-rated detour, and she found herself stripping.
Marjorie loves having an audience of male admirers.
One of the things she cared most about was being physically desired by lots of men.
Manipulating men is her real skill in life.
She comes across as an attractive lady, very charming, very nice, very sweet, but very manipulative.
She was very good at using others to get what she wanted.
But Marjorie is getting older, and something in her life is missing.
She was able to convince people to give her things, but the one thing that she could never have was a baby.
Then, one night in Vegas, a man from her past appears. Ex-boyfriend Jay Orban has been obsessed with Marjorie for 10 years.
Jay was a businessman. He was a wealthy entrepreneur. And every city he traveled to, he looked for Marjorie.
Desperate for her love, Jay makes Marjorie an offer she won't refuse. Marriage and the baby she wants so badly. But with Marjorie Orban, nothing comes for free.
She made him a bargain. If she would come to Arizona and live with them for 2 years, and if after those 2 years she wasn't pregnant, then she would leave him.
For Jay Orban, it will become a pact with the devil. Years later, Marjorie has the child she wanted, while Noah is the apple of his father's eye.
My birthday boy.
Mom controls his every move.
Marjorie had to have complete control over her son, from what he did to what he looked like. And from an early age, she was actually bleaching his hair blonde to match hers.
You had a great day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't like him to have any resemblance to his father.
Marjorie has gotten all she ever wanted from her husband. She doesn't need him anymore.
Marjorie was always talking down about Jay. What a bad person he was, what a horrible lover he was, you know, how disgusting he was.
But to discard him through divorce will leave her broke.
I believe Marjorie was to get about $700 or $750 a month for child custody. That's it.
We estimated that his entire estate was about $1.5 million.
To his beloved wife, Jay Orban is worth more dead than alive.
On September 8th, 2004, Jay Orban came home early from a business trip. It was his 45th birthday, but he never made it inside the house.
Marjorie Orban's husband, Jay, is missing. Instead of grieving, she's having the time of her life.
She immediately started to drain the bank accounts. And she bought a $12,000 piano immediately. She had the house repainted. She bought new patio furniture, new water fixtures for the yard. She was maxing out the credit cards. And also, she was hoarding cash.
That's not all. Within weeks, Marjorie moves on to a new man, Larry Weisberg.
They were living like a family. Like, they had dinners together, they watched movies. She even convinced her son to call him Dad. She believed that she was going to seamlessly take her husband out of the picture and put this new man in her life.
Airbrushing one husband away for another is nothing new for Marjorie.
Marjorie was married 7 times before the age of 34. She lived her entire life perpetually in the honeymoon period of every relationship. She was in these very brief relationships that lasted about 2 years, and when she became bored or dissatisfied, she moved on to her next lover.
Former FBI profiler Candice DeLong has seen this pattern in female fortune hunters before.
Number one, they're above average intelligence, and I do believe Marjorie is of above average intelligence. And number two, there's a certain amount of arrogance about them. They actually believe they can kill their spouse and get away with it.
The night Jay came home, I don't believe he suspected anything was wrong or anything was going to happen to him.
Hello, honey? What's going on?
Jay was taken by surprise and he was killed instantly.
Now Marjorie's plan turns macabre. She freezes Jay's body and reaches for her toolbox.
She actually was a woman who was very well-versed with tools. Her neighbors would say that when they heard a saw going, they would joke, "Oh, there's Marjorie again with her saws."
When one is using a jigsaw to dismember a frozen body, there will be no smell, and there will be no or very little blood. When one is cutting frozen tissue, it's like going through wood.
To me, this shows an utter disregard, total contempt for the man that he once was. He meant nothing to her. His remains meant nothing to her.
With Jay on ice and the evidence cleaned up, Marjorie has almost committed the perfect murder. But greed is her undoing. She discovers that with no body, there's no insurance payout for another 7 years. Marjorie Orban can't wait that long.
She did what she needed to do. She took part of the remains and she dumped them out there where she knew people were walking through. It was obviously intentional.
Marjorie needs police to find Jay's body. But to a forensic pathologist like Janis Amatuzio, a dead body holds many clues.
The art of identifying tool marks on bone is quite sophisticated. The particular striations or marks on the bone can be compared to a class or a type of pattern of saw blade.
Blades found in Jay Orban's workshop match the marks on his bones. The next piece of evidence helps clinch the case. Marjorie is caught on security camera, buying the same storage containers that Jay's body is found in. Marjorie Orban is found guilty and sentenced to life without parole.
She will spend every day for the rest of her life behind bars. She will be there until her hair turns gray and time has erased all trace of beauty from her face. I think that's the only loss I think Marjorie is actually sad about.
In Queensland, Australia, the sleepy town of Noosa is laid back and carefree. The ideal place to raise a family. Today, that serenity will be destroyed.
27th of November, 1987. Will last in my mind forever, till the day I die.
Pure innocence will meet a monstrous desire.
The last hour of Sean Kingy's life would have been absolutely horrific.
And one woman's name will become synonymous with evil. Val May Beck.
Anyone that could commit or participate in a crime like this isn't, I don't think, a human being.
In an Australian resort town, Barry Watts and Val May Beck seem like just another couple.
No one around here.
Well, what about her?
I told you I want a bloody schoolgirl.
But their vacation is different.
I know what you want.
They are on a horrifying hunting trip.
Today's the day, Val. Little virgin. Gonna be a bloody first and last.
He's continually telling Beck that he is fascinated with having a virgin.
Alan Burke was working as a detective when the pair began stalking the streets of Noosa.
He was looking for a schoolgirl, a virgin schoolgirl, and that she was to assist him, and then he would be faithful to her for the rest of her life if she did that.
Like her.
Val May Beck doesn't flinch at her husband's appalling request. She will please him, even if it takes her to the depths of depravity.
I describe the relationship between Beck and Watts as a relationship that was born in hell. Had they not met, this may not have happened.
There's a couple of pots there.
It's hard to say how a woman gets to a point of doing something horrible to a young girl because her husband wants her to. It takes years. It's not something that happens over a short amount of time. And the core personality of dependence has to be there to begin with.
Val May Beck began her life at the bottom.
She was in trouble virtually from when she was old enough to get into trouble, mainly for petty offences, stealing, breaking and entering, things like that.
Author Paul B. Kidd says she never made it out of the criminal underworld.
And just when she thought she couldn't get any lower, she met Barry Gordon Watts. Skinny little rat-like runt of a thing who'd spent all of his life getting in and out of trouble with the police.
We need to make some money.
On you have your fat ass in the
Don't you bloody talk to me like that.
They were a very, very good pair.
Barry Watts is much more than just another small-time villain. He has a warped obsession with young children. His dark urges ignite Val May's.
Val May fits the profile of a woman married to a sexually sadistic predator. And she became one herself. But it was always in her.
I can get you one of those, Mary.
She was deeply in love with Barry Watts. I think that she wanted to please him, but I think that she bought into his fantasy life and she became very much involved with that fantasy life. She became very dangerous because of that.
Late afternoon, 12-year-old Sian Kingi and her mother, Linda, have been shopping after school.
Sian Kingi was arguably the most beautiful girl at her school. She was loved by everyone. She was a champion at sport. She was good to her family. She was the daughter that every mother and father wished to have. She was an angel.
They live just minutes away. Linda thinks nothing of letting her daughter ride home on her own. Barry Watts and Val May Beck wait on the other side of the park.
Don't you worry, somebody belongs.
This wasn't all Barry's crime. We know that the day it happened, it was Val May that said to Barry, "Today's the day." She's the one who chose the victim. She's the one who got her.
You said today?
Settle down, all right? Just settle down.
At one point in Val May's life, she was a little 12-year-old girl, and yet she had no empathy for what she was about to do to another little 12-year-old.
Shut up! Keep driving!
Riding home after school, 12-year-old Sharn Kingi is the picture of childhood innocence. She's also the ideal fantasy of a married couple with terrible desires. Barry Watts and Val May Beck.
Watts has spotted her and said, "Here's one now."
Sharn doesn't normally talk to strangers.
Excuse me? Yes. You haven't seen my little dog, have you? I haven't seen
But this homely woman seems harmless.
I'm not worried about her. You can be fine anything.
If you saw Beck in the street, you would think she was just another middle-aged woman, grandmother. You would never pass her off as a killer.
Minutes later, her mother comes looking for her.
Mom? Sean?
Something is very wrong. In a secluded area on the outskirts of town, Val May tries to calm her terrified victim.
She did say in her interview that the little girl was whimpering, and she said to her that everything will be all right to calm the little girl down.
Nothing's gonna happen to you. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Comforting a child is something Val May is used to. She has children of her own.
She's telling this child all the time, "Oh, just go along, you'll be all right, nothing will happen." So she's behaving she claims, in quite a maternal fashion to this child, which it makes the whole situation even worse. So it twists maternity inside out, makes it something totally perverted.
Now Barry unleashes his most sadistic desires.
She stood by while Watts has raped Sharn and sodomised her. He initially tried to choke her. He stabbed her numerous times in the chest area.
This is worse than animals. And she stood by and let it happen so that he would love her more. Do you think she's not evil?
Val May does more than help her husband. She shares his twisted passion.
On Beck's word, they've celebrated the incident by having sex themselves. That's beyond me. You know, I just can't believe that a woman could do that. You know, it's beyond description.
Val May probably got as much of a thrill sexually and psychologically out of this crime as Barry did.
1 week later, Sharn's mutilated body is discovered. A community is shattered.
It took away the innocence in life. I'd been around a while and seen some pretty awful things, but I think this really scars you to the core. My daughter was about the age of Sharn, and I became extremely possessive of her. in relation to her going anywhere by herself.
In the aftermath of such a savage sex crime, police believe they're hunting a man.
Didn't really enter into our heads that a female could be responsible for this as well. Very rarely do you get an occasion where you have the wife freely participating to assist the husband in such an horrific crime like this.
One clue turns the investigation. In a small town, strange cars tend to be noticed. A local enters the police station with a hastily scrawled license plate number.
So from that, I did searches, interstate searches, and came up with Valmay Beck.
When the pair are finally arrested, Valmay makes a cold-hearted confession.
She showed no emotion at all. Not a tear was shed.
Found guilty of murder, Valmay Beck and Barry Watts are given life sentences. In 2008, the heart that held no compassion for a child gives out. Valmay Beck dies in prison. Sharn Kingi would have been turning 31.
People put on this earth to do something positive and leave it that way. She's come onto this earth, and the only thing she's done is, in her life, is killed a little innocent girl. That's her contribution to society. And as such, when I saw her die, I had no regret.
Deep in the woods, a lonely farmhouse holds a grisly secret. Police are looking for a young man, reported missing.
When they went to the burn barrel, they looked in to see what was there.
Jeez, what is that?
They found a bone with a glob of burnt flesh on the knob. It was obviously a human bone.
It's the first clue to a crime whose horrors are beyond imagining.
I went, oh my God. Oh my God. What did she do to my son?
Sheila Labar is every mother's worst nightmare. Epping, New Hampshire. A typically quiet New England town. Until Sheila Labar arrives.
She's very smart. She would use her wits, use her charm, her Southern accent.
Well, don't you look fine?
Hi, baby.
Wow, you like it?
You like it?
I think it's just so sexy.
She's incredibly confident. She was not afraid to flirt.
I know it's a little bit delicate, but it's my favorite design.
She uses more than simple charm to capture the attention of wealthy doctor Wilfred Labar.
Thank you. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I think we...
Wilfred Labar placed a Lonely Hearts ad in a magazine looking for some company. Sheila saw this ad and responded to it by sending topless Polaroid photos of herself. You can imagine if you are in your 60s and you're widowed, it wasn't much longer before Sheila moved from Alabama to Dr. Labar's farm.
As local journalist Kevin Flynn discovers, Sheila is a demanding partner.
A lot of people said to Dr. Labar, you gotta get rid of her. He just seemed unable to extract himself from that relationship.
Soon her control over the doctor is complete.
Slowly, what Sheila would do was ask Dr. Labar for power of attorney, and she started rewriting his will. And she made herself the executress of the will.
A few years later, Dr. Labar is dead.
The coroner said it was heart disease, but a lot of his relatives are not sure. They think that Sheila might have poisoned him in order to speed up the process of getting the farm.
Sheila inherits Dr. Labar's farm. Soon, she entices young men to share the work and her bed. But living with Sheila has its price.
We spoke to a number of neighbors that would see badly beaten young men sort of walking up the road from her house.
District Attorney Kirsten Wilson says the farm became a sadistic playground.
It's an isolated farm. I think it was all about control.
You were supposed to have done this hours ago.
Young men who
Come on, get
are either loners or mentally maybe incredibly trusting. It's all about controlling them.
Oh, get to your feet, you pathetic pedophile!
Sheila was just a really mean person.
God, you're disgusting. Not you. No, you're beautiful.
She had an unnatural control over people. It was unholy. It was as if she got a gift from the devil.
In February 2006, Sheila is on the prowl for a new victim. Someone innocent and defenseless. Someone like Kenny County.
Kenny was a lovely, lovely boy. He couldn't do enough for you. Everybody was his friend. I was so proud of him.
Carolyn Lodge is Kenny's mother.
He never had a horrible word for anybody, and that was the problem. He trusted everybody.
Kenny has a low IQ. His childlike trust leads him into a terrible trap.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Sheila. It's Kenny.
Oh, hi, Kenny. How are you?
I'm good.
And he told my son Brian that he met a 47-year-old woman in New Hampshire.
Maybe this Wednesday, if you wanted to meet up and...
She owned a farm. She owned a beautiful car.
Kenny, I would love to meet you.
And she was rich.
For a wild time.
And he was serious about her.
I think I know exactly what would make you happy.
Oh.
She chose that person.
I think you should come over.
Someone who was physically weak and mentally weak.
I guess so. Yeah.
And she did it because she could feed her sadistic fantasies that way.
Great. Well, I guess I'll see you soon then.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She came down in her car and picked him up, and he never came back.
Those got them?
Sheila Labar is a woman with a deadly passion. Her prey are young men.
She used her feminine wiles to get their attention, And then she isolated them from everyone else, and then began the torture, psychological as well as physical.
Kenny County is her latest victim. Tonight, his mistress is taking him shopping.
What the hell are you looking at? You don't see anyone in a wheelchair before?
Kenny couldn't walk. He had bruises all over his face. His complexion was an odd color of green. The people who worked at the store were really concerned about him.
Good afternoon, Miss LaBarre.
For weeks, Kenny has been in the clutches of a master manipulator.
That's ridiculous. From who?
You all right?
Hey.
You look off.
Hey, don't talk to me. You don't have to
Kenny didn't ask for help.
You don't have to answer anything.
He was
you
under
don't
Sheila's
want.
spell, and that's what Sheila wanted.
Now, if you don't mind, we'd like to leave.
You okay?
When they left that store that night, that was the last time Kenneth County was seen alive.
Weak, defenseless, Kenny County is in grave danger. Late one night, Sheila makes a frenzied call to police.
He's a pervert. He's a child molester. Kenny County. I can prove it.
Sergeant Gallagher received a telephone call from Sheila, and she seemed somewhat frantic.
Sheila obsessively records everything she does.
It was a very disturbing tape that he listened to over the phone. Ken was being interrogated by her.
On the tape was my son vomiting.
Kenneth County is faking vomiting. Get up, Kenny!
And she kept saying, he's faking, he's faking.
Get up! You're an eating pedophile, aren't you, Kenny?
Yes.
Now he's a pedophile. Raping children, raping his brother. He's vomiting.
When she was urged to kill, to make it easier for herself, she had to fantasize that the men she was killing were pedophiles.
I think all right. The tape's all true. Every single
Used to her eccentric calls, police decide to investigate the next morning. What they don't realize is that Kenny County is already dead.
What probably happened was that eventually Kenny realized he was in some sort of danger. And I think he might have lashed out in self-defense.
You want to rape your mother, don't you, Kenny? Talk right, Kenny. Talk right.
And I think that's what finally triggered Sheila into a homicidal rage.
Don't you ever do that to me.
There was blood on the walls, on the floor. There were puddles. There was spray. It was a bloody mess.
With her victim dead, Sheila calmly sits and watches him burn.
He was dismembered. Sorry. And he was put in a pit and burnt. But my son, he just wanted to be loved. I can't imagine what he must have been thinking because he was so all alone.
While Sheila tries hard to destroy Kenny's body, forensic evidence gives her away.
There was some readily apparent blood spatter. And Carolyn had told us that he had been in the Army for a while, and at that point, we crossed our fingers and hoped that they may have a DNA sample, and they did, luckily for us.
A wallet is found in the septic tank.
Oh, get to your feet.
It belongs to Michael DeLong, another young man who had fallen prey to Sheila LaBarre. Convicted of 2 murders, suspected of more, Sheila LaBarre is currently serving 2 life sentences.
The fact that she has to remain for the rest of her life behind bars, she got what she asked for. She'll never see the light of day. Horrible thing is, my son is not here with me. He was only 24.